time for our last couple of circuit races in this game, and they take place in Tokyo. As we now begin with Shinjuku Speedway, and the other circuits we're going to are Ouroboros, Sonic Waves, Tribulation, Hang Time, Clouded Vision, and Bullet Train 2. Don't know what that means. Anyways, let's move on to race 1, and where I think the car I'm going to start with, because, well, I didn't really get to showcase this car before, I want to use the Psycho. And yes, after going on Google Translate, this is apparently pronounced Psycho. But I don't know how. Anyways. Sure, why not? This'll work. I'll go with this colour. Now, the recommended car is the Torque JX, but it's okay because I don't think the first race is going to be too hard. I've also established... Also, from what I've heard, the Tokyo races are a bit easier to get through than the Paris races. But overall, I do like a good challenge. And that's what I think the Paris races were, under those regards. As in, they were challenging, but they were fun challenging. At least it's what I think, anyway. And what do you know, we are racing in the rain once again. And just as I would have expected, the start of the race has already gone terribly. Like it has done for every other fucking attempt I've tried this. Because I just cannot seem to put this car into place where I need it to. Oh, okay. I actually managed to somehow crash my way into the lead. Honestly couldn't say how, though. Well, anyway. Can I actually lead a lap this time, please? Well, I almost led that lap. Okay, first of all, I'm clearly running in second. Okay, that was an obvious scoring error. There was no way in hell I was running fourth. When I crossed that finish line, I know I was running second. Because I was right behind the leader. Don't drive into the dip, because if you do, then you'll basically be driving like a dick, which is what you don't want. Okay, well, anyway. Still in this thing at least, so I've not given up hope just yet. Maybe if it's possible I can manage to successfully lead a lap this time. as I use up my last shot of nitrous for that lap, and we now move on to the last lap. And I use a shot of nitrous to keep myself ahead, and I'm looking pretty good at the moment, if I do say so myself. Oh, and I drive through the dip anyway, probably because I couldn't avoid it. Oh well, it's fine. I'm still leading at this stage, so I wouldn't say it's too much of a problem right now. But anyways, well, I'm now past the most treacherous part of the racetrack, so maybe if it's possible now I can actually pull this off. After 3 failed attempts, and I do. I do manage to pull it off in spite of the worst possible weather I could be driving in. Anyways, won by 8.5 seconds over Montaro, then it was Ranjiro third, followed by Shoda. Michi was 5th, and then it was Tomeo who finished in 6th. Alright, 1 race down and 7 to go. Let's now move on to race number 2, which is called Ouroboros. And you know what? Yeah, I am going to use this thing actually. Yeah, let's use the Psycho XS for this one, just to see how we go. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, at least I can say there's only 6 of us compared to the first 2 where there were 9 of us. I did not think I could do that, but I somehow can. I did not think if I was running fast enough I could actually turn someone over. That's actually pretty cool. At least compared to how the AI are basically able to treat me under those regards, because, well, they do seem to more or less be doing those things to me. Okay, this time I'm taking the low lane. Huh, I can actually bump him straight into the wall as well, if I'm faster. That actually is pretty cool. And I would say that's appropriate retaliation. Okay, don't take the jump, because I know I'll just lose control. And keeping myself in 5th gear. But at least I'm keeping myself in a good position at the moment. And I know there is still the possibility of me winning. And I'm now right behind the leader, and I now retake the lead. Hey, I actually lead a lap. Yeah, scoring errors definitely seem to be the reoccurring theme here. I think that was also a reoccurring thing in the original Midnight Club as well, which I think was one of the main flaws. Although I'm going to assume that must just be an in-game glitch with the scoring error. At least I would have said it was the scoring error, if you know what I mean. But anyways, we're doing better now, so hopefully I can manage to get my money's worth of this thing. Well, anyway. Okay, so I'm not going to take the jump because I know I'll just die if I do. And there we go. I win! Ahead of Tomeo. And Renjiro finished third. Followed by... You know what? I actually think that's pronounced Michi. Yeah, I think it is pronounced Michi, actually. I said Michi before, but I think it's actually pronounced Michi. And there's the rest of the order. Montaro 5th, Shoda finishing 6th. Okay, now let's move on. 2 races down, and still 5 to go. And now, I'm going to use the Paris Cup for this next race, because that's what I can do. Alright, 2 races down and still 5 to go. I'm also pretty sure this is meant to be based off of a... Wow. I've got a lot of handling in this thing. I'm not gonna lie. Is what I think at the moment. Fuck me. I'm actually out in front. For once. Well, at least I'm keeping myself in the thick of it now because I'm actually running in first for once. Now I just gotta hope things will stay this way. Well, We are not doing too badly at the moment because we are actually leading. I'm also pretty sure I just hit a bin there, but it's okay because I'm out in front and now I just gotta hope I stay there. Alright, final lap. I'm pretty sure I'm leading this race. And now I just gotta hope I can stay here. Well, at least I can say to race these things, they are actually good cars. At least compared to what equipment I've been using so far. At least compared, of course, to how this race has gone so far. But anyway. Alright. One corner left. Suck it, bitches. Weren't there 6 of us in this race? Yeah, there was. Okay. So. Oh, there were 7 of us. My mistake. So. I win yet again. This time over Michi. Showed a 3rd. Tomeo 4th, followed by Renjiro, Montaro 6th, and it was Tari who finished in last. Well, might as well get a replay now. Took me a few attempts to get there, but I am glad to say I did get there in the end. That actually wasn't too bad, now that I think about it. Still, I'm very glad to say that I did win that race. Yeah, I did have to get on the brakes early there, so I wouldn't... cock myself up through the corner. Which, as you might have guessed, is precisely what I do my best not to do. But you know. I mean, you honestly didn't think I was gonna get a playthrough shot of this game without including one of the police cars. I mean, come on. You know very well I have to show off the bonus cars at some point that you can unlock. I'd also be very sad if I didn't. Still, I gotta say, in spite of all the struggles, this has actually been pretty fun so far. Considering everything that's already come and gone up to this point. I feel like I should probably use the Torque JX for the last 2 races, since I think about it. No, anyway. I also didn't put on the sirens, but, well, personally I don't really care about those. But you know, I don't think it really matters, to be perfectly honest. Okay, I think that's enough. So, 3 races down, and we still have 4 to go. Let's now get on with Tribulation, and the car I'm going to use for the next race will be... let's use the Torque JX. just because, why not? Sure. What the hell? I haven't got much further to go anyway. I have also heard that a lot of the races from here aren't going to be too hard to get through, so that's basically my idea of thinking about this. Because I've been struggling with this now for a while, and at the moment it is bringing me nowhere. As I am now very clearly proving. And I'm basically trying to push myself to something that very clearly isn't there. I really cannot wait for this goddamn race to be over. You motherfucker. You fucking motherfucker. Don't know which one that was, but one of them definitely wrecked me. I don't know who it was, but someone definitely wrecked me. I only wish it was possible for every time you completed a lap, they would the game itself would actually auto-repair the damage. At least if there's one thing I'd like to say, that would certainly be one of them. Get fucked. Is all I can say there. Okay, well, anyways. Okay. Well, at least I'm closing in on the leader, so maybe if it's possible I might be able to pull this off before the night's over. Because as you might have guessed, I am not doing very well. Because I just don't seem to have the speed to keep up with the AI. Oh, well, that'll work. That actually wasn't too bad, if I'm being perfectly honest. Hey, I set a new best lap. 2 minutes 9 is now my new best lap. Now I just gotta make sure I can somehow win this race. Okay, so gotta turn here. Also gotta make sure I don't miss my marks. That is what I should have been doing every time I went through there. But for some reason I wasn't. Well, anyway, let's keep this moving. So, I'm actually leading this race now, again. I don't know how many attempts this is now, but I'd have to say this has been, at least in my opinion, 6 failed attempts, if not 7. It also really doesn't help every time the pitch on my console fan just suddenly pegs itself up. From time to time that can be a bit distracting. But either way, I'm still here, I'm still leading this race, and I've also established that there are some corners that I can actually take flat out around this course. Which I think is a good thing. And now I just gotta make sure I hold on to my lead. And by the way, I'm using the Knight because, well, statistically, this basically is the best car I can use. Finally. I also set a new best lap time in the process. And there's the first 2 finishers, aside from me. Weren't there 7 of us in this race? I got a feeling there was 7 of us. Well, I can probably wait about, I'd say, a few seconds or so. Oh wait, hold on. There were actually 6 of us in this race. Well, anyways. 4 races down and still 3 races to go. As we are now moving on to hang time. I'd assume that also involves a lot of in-air driving, so... You know what? I'm sticking with the Knight. Just because... I have a feeling at this stage this is probably the car I should use for at least the next 2 races, is what I would say. You know, I did not think right before the 2-hour mark as of recording this, I was actually going to win that race. So, apparent as it might be, that became a lot easier once I switched over from the Knight to the Veloci, because I just had a lot more speed, and that was basically what won me this race in the end. But still, I'm not gonna lie, that race was pretty hard, even if I did win it by 4 seconds over Renjiro. Michi 3rd, followed by Shoda. Montaro was 5th, and it was Tomeo who finished in last. And I think I'm now going to call it there for today because, well, I've been at this now, in terms of playing this game now, for over 3.5 hours, and well, I have a feeling it's going to take me at least another hour if I continue to do these remaining 2 circuit races. It'll probably take me another hour, so I think I'm going to call it there for today, but I will be back to get on with the last 2 circuit races here in Tokyo. I will see you another day. 2 circuit races remain here in Tokyo, and I also believe, if I'm not mistaken, these should also be our final 2 races of the game overall as well, completion-wise. And can't really do anything with the settings, unfortunately, since I need to win all the races in order to unlock that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And now we've just got 2 races left. So I think for the next one, I'm going to use the Torque JX, just because, well, this is a car that I did not manage to successfully win with before. And yes, I am going to be driving this thing in yellow, so I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's just mosey straight on into our next race. And hopefully this will not take as long as the previous one did. Although those could be my famous last words, so... Oh my god. It feels like I'm just asking for something that's not there. Regardless of how fucking hard I try to find it. I'm really going to need a break if I'm going to catch up to the leader now. I will not say anything until I've actually taken the lead. Or at least until I've finished this lap running second. Which is what I would like. I really hate this place, man. It's just fucking depraved, is what I think this place now is. It just feels so... It just feels so agitating and yet depraved. Because I'm basically having to do... Because it basically feels like at this point I'm just searching for salvation that I know is just not going to be there until I somehow do win this. You motherfucker. You just fucking killed me. If I do manage to catch up to the bastard that killed me just before, I will make sure he pays. Although, personally speaking, I want all of them to pay, but... Oh, I think he might have paid the price. I think that's what he might have done there. Fuck me. I'm still contemplating over whether or not I should switch to the night now, because... because... it feels very nearly hopeless. But yet somehow... I think there is very little hope. Even though I am now running in second. I'm only saying there might just be hope. If I can somehow manage to not kill myself again between now and then. Like I did before. When I exploded in those alleyways. Yeah, I'm really gonna need a big break here. If I'm gonna catch up to the leader now. Yep, okay, he's too far ahead. You know what? Oh, come on, come on! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! How did I win that race? How the fuck did I win that race? I must have had just enough nitrous to somehow steal it. That must have been the case. Okay. So the margin of victory in the end was half a second over Montaro, Shoda third, followed by Renjiro, Tomeo fifth, Michi finished sixth, and it was Tari who finished in seventh. I did not think that was actually going to be the winning attempt, especially after all the pain and agony I went through. I basically just lobbed it once I got out of the last corner, just basically hoping for a goddamn miracle, and then suddenly just like that I did get a goddamn miracle. This race, by the way, was a bitch. I'm not gonna lie. I would highly recommend you use the Knight for this race, so you've got better grip and stronger stability. Anyways, final race of Midnight Club 2, and that is Bullet Train 2, and where I think I'm gonna use the... I think for this, I'm going to use the... Actually, no. I'll use the Veloci instead. Just because I want to. It's also because, well, I like the Veloci. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the Veloci. And what do you know, we've got a full pack of Torque JXs in this race. And already the chaos is on. Okay. Let's try and see if we can actually win this goddamn race this time. Let's try and see if we can somehow pull this off. And basically complete this absolute Satan of a game, because it basically does feel like I'm playing with Satan. At least that's from what I've experienced so far. Okay, I'm not going to use my boost. I'm also not going to force myself straight into the trees, because I know it would be very unwise for me to collide with one of those trees. I also know that the two-wheel driving mechanism is not going to help me here. Alright, let's see if I can manage to get to the front. Oh hey, I actually got a smooth landing. Although I doubt that's gonna be the case every time I do this, because, well, there have been plenty of times where I've looked straight on the landing, and yet for one reason or another, the game basically punishes me by saying, nope, you fucked your landing. And basically because of that, well, the rest is history. And nope, it does not want me up on the railroad tracks, which is where I was trying to go. I've also established in order to get through that corner, you need to downshift. Okay. So, gonna stick with the normal road here because I know that is my best course of action. Excuse me. Why did I not upshift earlier? Oh, thank God. I actually got it on the landing. Come on, try that shit on me again one more time, why don't you? I literally dare you to try that again. If you're really feeling audacious enough to do it. And without running me straight into a telephone pole, which is precisely what you just did. Well, at least I can say he prevented me from crash landing, which is what probably would have happened if he did not wreck himself right in front of me. Not to say I was a fan of it, but at least it slowed me down enough to the point of where I did not wreck myself on the landing, which I think is a good thing. Okay, anyways. Can I hold on to the race lead now? Please. Just let me lead one lap. Oh my god. That was literally just 4 trains all on the same tracks. And yet I somehow avoided every one of them. It definitely takes some skill to do something like that. Let me tell you. And those, by the way, are skills I most certainly don't have. But I somehow got lucky enough to narrowly weave my way through. Yeah, I had to downshift there. There was no way I was going to make it through there without something precarious happening. Or without something horrifying. I had to downshift there once I went through that tunnel. Or else I would have been dead. Okay, so first set of train tracks. There aren't any trains on here. Oh, there's one train actually, but I managed to avoid it. And now heading up to the jump, and using a shot of nitrous, also using my in-air controls, and also my downshifting to help control the landing. Yo, what the hell happened to the second placed guy? Did everyone else just slow down or something? I've got no idea what just went on, but I'm pretty sure there was a pack there before, until something quite precarious must have happened. Okay, hard on the brakes here. I don't want to miss my entry onto the train tracks again. And using a shot of nitrous. And final corner. And victory! Finally. And that should mean we've completed the game as well. Oh my god. And margin of victory in the end was less than 11 seconds over Toshi. Let's see how long it takes for everyone else to get here. Yeah, I don't think he's making it. He must have damaged out in the water. Although I couldn't tell you which guy it was because, well, my memory doesn't stretch that far. So anyways, I beat Toshi to the line by under 11 seconds. Then it was Tomeo who finished in 3rd, followed by Shoda 4th. Kami came home in 5th. Then it was Tari in 6th. Michi finished 7th. And it was Montaro who finished 8th and last. And whoever the last place guy was, I think it was Ranjiro. He's likely damaged out. In other words, he's probably DNF'd. So, we're now going to move on. And I also believe that should confirm 100% in completion. I'll have to go back and check, but it is now time for the moment of truth. Have we made it to 100%? Yes! 100% baby! It is over. It is finally over. I've won all the races, basically. Thank God. And it only took me just under 3 months to get to this point. So let's now review the cars that we win. So first of all, this is the car we get for 100%. It is called the SLF 450X. This being the car that we unlock for achieving 100%, and I probably will have to use this car in the next episode because there are cheat codes. And the other car we get for completing all of the Tokyo races is this, the Tokyo Cup, which, as you can very plainly see, is clearly based off of a Nissan 300ZX. And that's it for our vehicle selections, because we've got all the cars available to us now. However, we are not done with this game just yet. So, this is the Tokyo Cup, the one that we used in, I think it was episode 20 when we used this thing because, well, we basically did that debt paying thing for Gina when we were racing Kenichi. And this is the 100% car, which to me at least looks quite similar to the Batmobile, but again, what the hell do I know? At least it looks somewhat similar to the Batmobile. That's probably the closest comparison I can think of with a car that basically looks like it's got jet engines. But you know, it is what it is, I guess. Okay, enough ranting. "100% baby," like I said before. And now, we've just got some cheat codes to go through, and they will be coming up next, in the finale of Midnight Club 2.